Next thing you know, I'm behind. I'm like, oh God, what a stupid. Who would have ever thought just adjusting the scale because I thought I was being smarter than Jason Christie, who I was fishing by. I wanted to see further than him. If you don't start out like that, don't change it in a day because it's going to mess your rhythm up. And it's very key that we hit on them, past them. You don't want to hit short. It's like when you hit short, you're done. Anybody here fish Hartwell, Clark Hill? But them cane piles, oh God. Everybody says them blueback hair lakes. I said, that's heroin because that's what you'll be on if you fish them. Them things is crazy. They put them cane piles out there in the middle of the lake. If you pull up and you throw short, you're done. If you don't hit past it, you have blew that whole stop. So when you set that gauge at 100, you need to be able to throw to 110. Because I could do it like you could watch it. I fished it open there a couple years ago, and it's getting late in the day. Me and my co-angler, we asked him, boy, he's throwing. We pull up the brush pile, and I said, hey, it's right out there. And he just bombs. And I'm like, whoosh. And you see the whole school run out at it. And we're going to the next. What I said, dude, you hit 20 feet short. There's the real key not to hit short. We wouldn't think that. How many of you sit out there in the water and threw short on them? You think you need to throw in front of them, don't you? Most of the time, it's the secret of sliding in behind him. You know, it's just the weirdest thing, and I've tried it. Now, if I see one swimming away from me, like going down the bank that way, I'll bomb. Like if I see him on scope, I'll throw way out in front of me, him, if he's leaving me. But if he's sitting, you want to throw behind him. It just is not the same reaction. At Hartwell and them cane lakes, you just wouldn't believe what a difference it makes. It can be total success or a failure just that quick by throwing short. So when you get out there, set that gauge, stay with it. Same with side images. Set it up. Don't change it till you understand exactly what 20 foot is, 40 foot is. Then when you get up there, you take your crankbait. So now we're kind of getting into some, this is what you don't like, the elite guys, we don't like to talk about all this because see, the tournaments I fish, they have this little thing behind the Elite Series stage. I call it the bakery. And the bakery cooks up what we call humble pie. And every day at 3 o'clock at an Elite Series weigh-in, somebody start cutting off that humble pie. And they give it to you when you ain't caught them, and they give you a little old cup of shut-up juice. And you eat that humble pie, wash it down with that shut-up juice because they going to catch them. So everybody's trying to get a trick. Everybody's trying to up one to get a trick. I just think that's why you don't see a lot of guys want to talk about hard bait fishing in front of it. It's like this shaking this shad thing has been out for a while, but it just now took off last year. It's like it was a really, really kept secret for a while. So when you work on your hard bait game and if you're fishing a local tournament, if there's 10 people go fish that brush pile, I would dare to say you're probably the only one there that's going to pull up and burn a crankbait over it. Now think about the odds it's picked up in your favor. They send 10 minnows, and here comes one burning minnow. I mean, like, sometimes you got to get a little of that crystal method to send you up there at Walker County, and you got to fly by them, you know. I do think sometimes the longer they look at it, the worse it is. My wife said I can't make fun of Walker County, but that's where my farm is. She said, you're going to make people think bad about us, so we can make some TV shows up here. Any of y'all ever been through Walker County? Whew, Methany and the gang is strong. She said, I've had several videos made because my neighbor has an underground house and he put his refrigerator on top of his house. I made a video. She said, you're going to delete it now. I said, he's got a refrigerator on top of his house and he don't have any power. And I said, and he plugged it in. The next day, he's got his mattress up there with his pillows. I said, this is viral material. She said, we can't do this. I said, you have to admit, though, they're productive. I said, I had a great business plan. I was going to provide the meth and the weed eaters. Hear me out. You get a rock, we'd eat 40 yards. Give them a weed eater back. I'm saving money. The state looks great. They said, that's a horrible business plan. I said, I'm just running it by you. You know, they're happy. We're happy. We all got our weed eaters back. She said, only you think that way. I said, when you see a refrigerator on a house, things got serious. So sometimes when I'm burning that crankbait, that's what I picture is that guy shopping in the Dollar General going, woo! I'm that guy, woo! It's just enough different. If you went in a Dollar General and there's 8 people over there shopping nice, and then you hear this one guy going, woo! Look at the pork and beans, pork and beans. Which one you going to stare at? Oh, pork and beans. Pork and beans. You want to be different. When the lake's surrounded by pressure, a lot of good fishermen, I'll tell you this, I'll take the local fishermen, and this is going to really make the Texas folks mad. I'll take the local fishermen in the state of Alabama and put them against any locals in the country. And they're like, Texas has got you beat. I said, no. I can go all the way back to the Deal brothers on the Coosa River. I can go back to Danny Beck, Fred Bland. You take old school all the way to new school, Justin Hamner. Them young guys, you don't go to the Coosa and just for fun. They'll send you home and your candles blowed out. These guys that y'all fish against are stout. So you got to, when you go into that, think, hey, I'm going to do a little something different. I'm going to try something different. I'm going to tie that 1 ounce jig on. One comes right to the boat. I'm going to reel it in and pitch to him real fast. It's about all you can do. But just remember, once he gets within that breaking point, it's over. You ever notice a deer, old big buck, when he gets into a certain area and he wins you, the odds will go way down. Now, he might stand there. I hate it when they start backing up 1 foot at a time like he's going to run a sprint. I'm like, it's over. That's kind of what that fish is doing. Once he gets inside that window and he realizes you're there, the odds of you tricking him are slim. I don't want you to sit there and waste your time and get discouraged. Look for another one. I can't tell you how many times I've been with my nephew and he'll say, it's a big one, chase my bait up. And then next thing I know, we still following him down the bank. And we over here, hey son, he's had a birthday and we ain't caught him. We could have found 4 more. But what did it do? It messed with him mentally. He thought from then on out, he said, maybe I just ain't as good at this as them boys. No, you're trying to catch something that ain't yours. A buddy of mine was 35 years old, nice guy, pretty good job, could never get a date. He wanted a date of 10. I always wanted a 10. He said, what do you think my problem is? I said, you a 2 trying to get a 10. I love you, but you a 2 on a 10. You like me. Your goal is out achievable. You're fishing for something that ain't going to bite. If you keep moving, when you're live scoping, move. You don't have to just necessarily creep around. I don't like to burn around. And you see our guys doing that. Like, it's so over the top of the Elite Series, you see guys that are running 3 batteries in the front, so they're running 3 lithium batteries. They put the trolling motor on a 10 at daylight and they run it. They got 3 batteries in the back deck. When them's out, they just reach over and hook them 3 up. When them's up by 1 o'clock, they go to the truck and get another set. They're going through 9 batteries a day with the trolling motor on 10 all day. That's what our practice is like. It ain't that I don't want to fish it. I just don't want to do that the rest of my life. I don't want to be like, whoo, I've covered 17 miles on the trolling motor. I remember watching Fiota, I call it Fajita, whatever, he fishes that little sugar booger. That's not the name of it. But y'all remember back at Seminole, he had that little square thing that looked like your grandma's sugar cube, had the whiskers on it. Yeah, I was the guy he was fishing by the first 2 days. I was kicking him down too. I said, boy, you done mess with an old timer. I'm dead sticking a fluke, boy. I'll catch me some. I'm right there with him. Going the last day, I'm actually a couple boats in front of him. He runs a Skeeter, I'm running a Phoenix. I say, son, it's over. You ain't going to get me, son. You done. You not going to run me down. I don't care if you weigh 60 pounds. And I done lit it up. That's that video y'all seen when I'm talking about running behind them islands everybody's using on TikTok. If I'm going to heaven, I'm going to get there fast today. He didn't catch that. That PHX, we gone. I get down there for him. I said, I got you, boy. I'm thinking to myself, I got you. He pulled in there with that sugar booger, the whooping he put on me, I should have prayed about.